We are sure that many of you have heard the phrase do your own research or DYOR. Today we will look at how to properly conduct such a research, what metrics to rely on, and what resources to use for this purpose. There are about 30 criteria used to qualitatively analyze a project, but many of them are sub-criteria within the main analysis criteria. So today we will look at the 20 main criteria for analysis. To analyze, we will need 6 websites from which we will take the necessary information. To make it more convenient, create yourself a spreadsheet to capture and label everything. The project analysis is divided into 4 main categories, which are further divided into subcategories. 1. Current token price is the first thing we're interested in, and the first thing we'll be basing our analysis off of is the current price of the token. In this article, we will take the Avalanche coin, AVAX, as an example. In order to find out the current price of one coin, we will use the CoinMarketCap resource. The price of the coin is currently $42. Enter it into the table. Then open the price chart for the last year and find the minimum price and the maximum price. Also enter it into the table. Here $9 is the minimum and $48 is the maximum. Now we can determine how much the coin has risen relative to the minimum and how much it has fallen relative to the maximum. The increase relative to the minimum is %, which means the coin has tripled in value. The fall relative to the maximum is 80%. Such indicators, in principle, can already interest us and become a starting point for the beginning of a gradual purchase for a part of the allocated amount. But this is only one of the factors that we pay attention to. We put a plus in the table and continue our research. This is a more in-depth indicator by which we can find out at what price funds entered the coin and at what price were IDOs for early investors. To do this, we go to the crypto-enthusiast analytics service, search for Avalanche and go to the eco section. We need to calculate the average price at which early investors entered the coin. To avoid wasting time, we calculated everything in advance, but you'll have to do it yourself. On average, AVAX was taken at a price of 54 cents. That's about a 9,000% return for early investors. We try not to get into coins at such X's, but there are exceptions. It is usually acceptable to get into a coin up to 1,000%, that is, when early investors have less than 10 X's. Capitalization and press release. Next stage of market analysis is the ratio of fundraising on the coin's pre-sale and current capitalization. For this purpose, we still go to the ICO section of Avalanche coin on crypto-enthusiast and simply add up the amounts raised at different funding rounds. Avalanche has raised about $120 million. And its current capitalization is $15 billion. It turns out that the capitalization, relative to what was raised at the pre-sale of early investors, is more than 100 times or more than 10,000%. This is quite normal for fundamental projects, but we still prefer to invest in coins when this difference is not more than 10 times. Emission. This is a parameter that tells us how many coins are in the market, i.e., not in the lockup of early investors. The higher this percentage is, the better for us, because we are less exposed to the risk of rate spillage due to fund splits. To do this, we go to CoinMarketCap and see that Avalanche has 50% of all tokens in the current market circulation. Next, we need to find out when and in what amount the remaining 50% of tokens will be unlocked. To do this, go to Messari and type Avalanche in the search as well. There we click on Profile and then Token Economics and Supply Schedule. Now, we see the full picture of the breakdowns in each of the early investor groups and realize that more tokens will be unlocked and more tokens will be printed for staking, which can push the price down, and fully all tokens will be released to the market by about 2026 to 2027 year. It's a very useful tool. Twitter. Let's move from market indicators to social indicators, one of the fundamental factors in the analysis, which is also divided into several categories. We go to Avalanche's page in CoinMarketCap and in the community section we find a link to Twitter. In the Twitter profile of Avalanche we can see that many of the people we follow are already subscribed to this project. As for specific numbers and what do we want to see here, the more matches on subscriptions, the better. The more reputable foundations and famous people signed up, the better. But special attention should be paid to foundations and projects, because mainly through them go various communications and funding for development. The final list of subscriptions we are interested in: funds, projects, influencers, auditing companies, GitHub. is a project and code version management system and social networking platform designed for developers. It allows you to collaborate with other people around the world, plan projects, and track your own and others' work. To find the GitHub of a particular project, we can still use CoinMarketCap by selecting the appropriate coin and clicking source code, and clicking on the source code button. We are redirected to the Avalanche project's public repository on GitHub. Next in order, what we pay attention to: 1. Contributors. This is the number of programmers working on the project. 67 people in the case of Avalanche is a good indicator. 2. Stars. This is analogous to likes or additions to favorites on GitHub. 3. Commits. These are additional improvements and fixes in the project code. 4. Releases are important updates to the code program, sort of like a new version of Windows or iOS. An important parameter that shows that the developers are constantly improving the project. A good GitHub means that the project is really being worked on and constantly improved. But keep in mind that some projects hide their GitHub completely and we can't evaluate it according to all the above criteria. This is neither bad nor good, because projects do it involuntarily for various reasons. For example, Binance Token Exchange BNB hides it for information security reasons because it is a private centralized company. Let's move on to the last 5 evaluation categories that can be considered when analyzing a project. This is the easiest category of valuation. We still go to CoinMarketCap and look at the Volume 24H section. It shows us how much money was used to buy and sell tokens during the day. The higher this indicator is, the better. It determines whether we can buy or sell a token without any special dynamics of the exchange rate. In addition, the higher the trading volume and liquidity of the token, the more stable it is and the less likely it is to crash. Audit. We use the same CoinMarketCap. Right under the project there is a section Audit, which shows companies that check the project code for backdoors, bugs, vulnerabilities, etc. Not everyone has such a section on CoinMarketCap, so otherwise we can refer to the white paper of the project, where this item will be reflected. Avalanche does not have audits on the CoinMarketCap page. Multi-chain. In order to check in which networks a particular coin exists, you can use the block scan service. Copy the smart contract of the coin we are interested in and paste it into the search engine on the website. Since it does not support the Avalanche network, let's take the Ethereum smart contract as an example. As we can see, the Ether token exists in many L2 networks, which is of course a good thing. Events. Everything that is happening has already happened or is planned in the project being analyzed. Announcements about exchanges, partnerships, collaborations, updates, and so on. The first place where you can track the news of this or that project is, of course, Twitter. But there are also specialized sites that aggregate most events, such as CoinMarketCap. Go to the site and in the corresponding keywords line enter the name of the token we need. Here we are shown upcoming news. You can also track already past news by selecting a time period. A portfolio of funds. Does the token we are analyzing hold any of the funds? It's not easy to find out, but there are resources we can use to find out. 1. The same CoinMarketCap. Go to the Category tab and type the word portfolio in the search on your computer. Scroll and look for the funds we are interested in and then check what coins they have in their portfolio. 2. Use CryptoRank service. Go to the Funds tab and select any one of interest. Here, for example, is the portfolio of Alameda. 3. Directly on the fund's website. Go to the Twitter of the fund and from there to their website and look at the latest investments. Conclusion. Now you know how to analyze projects, what metrics to focus on and what resources to use to get those metrics. You should never analyze a project based on a single metric, so conduct a quality research and choose projects wisely. You can learn more about cryptocurrencies in our Telegram channel, where we regularly publish tools for analysis, useful information, and interesting projects. And also just today I opened a short channel, where everything will be very short. News, cryptocurrency, money, investments, welcome. All on the links in the description.